In this lesson, we'll explore space management with DBArtisan XE. You will practice the fundamentals of space management as well as explore advanced space management for Oracle and SQL Server. Managing space is vital to ensuring the availability and performance of your databases. DBArtisan XE incorporates many built-in space features that let you smartly manage and exploit all aspects of your database's storage. Let's take a look at the built-in support for reporting Oracle Tablespace storage and space data. Let's expand the Oracle node, or expand our connected database. Let's go into the storage node and let's select table spaces. We'll go into our GIM table space, right click, and we'll select open. From here we're presented with our Tablespace Editor. High-level overview of the data file. Let's go into our storage node. So here we're taking a look at all the extents, our extent information. By selecting those, we can add extents, we can extend those extents. Here we'll press the space button. Here we can see the fragmentation index and the free space available. Let's take a look at the map. Here we see the Tablespace Map. The map displays a color-coded map of the objects contained on the tablespace. The map segments are proportional to the actual size of the objects on this tablespace. Let's go ahead and close out our Tablespace Editor. Now let's take a look at a Sybase object, a table. So we'll go ahead and expand our Sybase node, connect to our database, go down to our user that we like, look at the tables. Let's go ahead and look at the client transaction. So here I can right click and select open, or I can simply select open from the menu bar. And here from within the table editor we can look at the properties, look at our physical storage section, the max rows per page and the reserved page gap. We can look at our space, look at our table usage, we can look at the data, the indexes, and the unused portion. We're also able to run space-specific commands. We can do a table reorg, we can truncate the table, or we can do some dbcc commands as well on our table. So here are just a few of the examples that you can use DBArtisan XE to manage your space. Now, while working with the DBArtisan XE edition with the Analyst pack, we can open up a Space Analyst. Here I've selected the Space Analyst to run against my Sybase 15 data source. The home page gives me a high-level overview, the server overview, total databases and total devices, and the space used. We have our log overview with our percent free space. We have lower left-hand quadrant our database overview, again with percent free space, and device overview with the total space used. In these graphs we can also right-click and toggle the display between graph and a text, a result set input, so we can go ahead and scroll across and down to look at the exact data. At any time we can right-click again, toggle the display back. Let's take a look at our database devices. Here is a list of all of our database devices in this Sybase 15 instance. We can look at our databases. Here we're able to see information regarding the database summary sizes. We can look at the database used, the database free, the log used and the log free, all within color-coded graphs. You can also again right-click, toggle the display to bring this back as a results grid, toggle it back, and just really quick we can go ahead and look at some of the options we have here. We can save, we can copy and print, we can actually open up a space management wizard, and I'll get to that in a little bit. We can look at an analyst report, table details, index details. We can create a new database and some quick space tasks, or we can move the log. Let's go ahead and take a look at the tables node. Here's a list of all the tables. We have a candidate summary here. We can go ahead and pull this down by the owners. The tables, all tables are just tables with empty page problems. Let's go ahead and do a refresh with all tables. And again, my example here is not the greatest. Let's go ahead and do default. And here are my tables that come back. Table owner DBO with all tables. We can scroll through those. We can also right click and we can open up the Space Management Wizard at this time. And again, what this allows us to do is walk through a wizard driven approach to doing some space management task. So we want to create a standard reorganization job. We can create an analyst job, or we can create a space management maintenance job. So next, we can pull in the databases that are in question. We can bring over the users as well. Press next, perform no customizations. We'll go ahead and accept the default. Continue to press next, and here we're giving a preview of the reorganization script. And again, what you'll see here is we have no objects found for the selection criteria, so my database in this situation is in good shape. If you had some candidates, it would show up in this list. Continue to press next. And again, we can open up the reorg script in an editor. We can perform the job now, or we can schedule a reorganization script for a later date. Let's go ahead and cancel this. We'll come back in the Space Analyst, and last tab we'll look at is our Indexes tab. So again, just as we saw in our Tables tab, we can go ahead and select the default. We can go the DBO users, all indexes, or only those with certain issues. And we can press refresh. And here's our list. In this situation, we do have a couple of candidates. If we were to select those and do a reorganization space management wizard, we'd be able to bring those in and see the details of the job that would be created. Now this analyst that I'm showing here is Sybase. The analyst pack for DBArtisan XE includes Space Analyst for Oracle, SQL Server, DB2, and Sybase as I'm showing here. All of them have a very similar look and feel. We will have platform-specific features for those differences between the platforms, but as a general rule of thumb, all the pages of the Space Analyst will look identical for all the platforms. Again, utilizing DBArtisan XE to manage space within your databases.